The Mastermind. The Mastermind watches in the shadows, calculating every move before it happens. They do not rely on brute strength or reckless aggression. Instead, they manipulate, deceive, and plan meticulously, ensuring that events unfold exactly as they intend. Their intellect is their weapon, their influence their battlefield. They need not lift a finger. Others do their bidding, often unaware they are mere pawns in a larger scheme. An example to this is Light Yagami from Death Note, who believes they are superior, seeing the world as a chessboard where only they can dictate the outcome. The Dark Reflection. Some villains are not so different from the hero. The Dark Reflection mirrors the protagonist, sharing their strengths, their skills, or even their ideals, but having taken a different path, one that led to darkness. They serve as a warning, a possibility of what the hero could become if they made the wrong choices. An example of this is Killmonger from Black Panther, forcing T'Challa to reconsider his own values. These villains challenge the hero's beliefs not just through battle, but through ideology, proving that the line between hero and villain is often thinner than it seems. The tragic villain. Not all villains were born with darkness in their hearts. The tragic villain was once someone with hope, love, and dreams, but fate was cruel. A great loss, betrayal, or injustice hardened them, turning them toward vengeance or despair. Unlike purely evil antagonists, these villains often have understandable reasons for their actions, making them figures of sympathy as much as opposition. An example for this is Dr. Octopus in Spider-Man 2, once a brilliant scientist, but grief and obsession twisted his genius into something dangerous. These villains make us wonder, had circumstances been different, could they have remained good? The corrupt authority. Evil does not always come from the shadows. It often sits upon a throne. The corrupt authority wields power not through brute force, but through control, rules, and the illusion of righteousness. They hide behind laws, bureaucracy, and their status, using them as weapons to maintain their grip on society. An example of this is President Snow in the Hunger Games. They do not need to get their hands dirty. Their words alone can destroy lives. Their greatest strength is not their physical power, but the systems they uphold, systems that make defying them nearly impossible. The puppet. Not every villain is in control of their own fate. The puppet is a tragic figure, manipulated by a greater evil, whether through mind control, coercion, or blind loyalty. They may believe they are acting of their own will, but in truth, they are just an extension of another's power. A prime example for this is the Winter Soldier in Marvel, his mind stolen from him as he is forced to become an assassin. These villains pose a unique question. Are they truly responsible for their actions, or are they victims as well? The Madman. Some villains do not seek power, revenge, or control. They simply exist to destroy, to create chaos for its own sake. The Madman is unpredictable, their logic warped, their actions fueled by anarchy or insanity. There is no reasoning with them, no bargaining, only destruction. The Joker, particularly in The Dark Knight, embodies this perfectly. He does not want money, does not crave power. He just wants to watch the world burn. These villains are terrifying because they cannot be understood. Their motivations defy logic, making them all the more dangerous. The Revenge Seeker. There is nothing more dangerous than someone who has nothing left to lose. The Revenge Seeker is a villain whose entire existence is driven by the need for vengeance. Their pain is real, their cause often justified, but their obsession blinds them, pushing them toward destruction. Khan in Star Trek unleashes destruction to avenge his fallen people. These villains often force the audience to ask, at what point does justice become revenge? The anti-villain. Not all villains are evil. The anti-villain may fight against the hero, but their goals are often noble, or at least understandable. They believe they are doing the right thing, even if their methods are questionable or extreme. Thanos in Avengers. Infinity War sees himself as the savior of the universe, despite his horrific means. These villains make us question morality itself. Is the hero truly right, or does the villain have a point? The Brute. Some villains do not rely on ideology. They simply overpower everything in their path. The Brute is raw strength, an unstoppable force of destruction. They are not concerned with manipulation or philosophy. They exist to crush, to dominate, to destroy. Bane in The Dark Knight Rises is the embodiment of this archetype, a wall of muscle and brutality. These villains prove that sometimes sheer power is enough to create terror. The Monster. They are villains that go beyond human understanding. The monster is not just an antagonist. It is a force of nature, a nightmare given form. It does not negotiate, does not reason. It simply destroys. An example of this is Pennywise from It, causing pure nightmare fuel and terror. These villains do not need motives or complex backstories. Their existence alone is enough to strike fear into the hearts of heroes.